When you don't like vegetables, what are you going to do? Hi, it's Dr. Ruth, the Pain Doc, founder of Chronic Pain Rescue, a telehealth practice dedicated to partnering with those who suffer from chronic pain to go from chronic pain to pain-free. I get a lot of times people that say, you know what, I don't eat vegetables. I never have liked vegetables. You know, my mom couldn't get me to eat vegetables when I'm a kid. I don't eat that. I don't like it. And I just want to kind of help you to think about it in terms of your health. Many of our diseases are so caused by our lifestyles. What we eat, whether we exercise or not, how we're living is predetermining whether we are developing certain illnesses, including chronic pain. You know, isn't it worth it to learn a new way to do things if it includes eating vegetables, if it means you won't have the pain anymore? Now, granted, hey, food is so much more than just sustaining our bodies. You know, I understand that. It's very specific to culture. There's so much around what we eat, involved with socializing, involved with celebrating, involved with comfort. Food means so many different things, and I don't want to negate that or make it simply boil down to this is what your body needs, eat that. You know, it's more than that. And I don't want to belittle that, but it's a way, if you're determined to put healthy things in your diet, there's a way to do it that will still be something that you can enjoy, something that you can participate in as part of your daily life without it making it something weird, something uncomfortable, mechanical. You know, I'm only doing this because, you know, my health requires it. You know, there's a way to do it gradually, making changes that are suitable to you and that will help you. Unless you've tried every single vegetable in the world, which I doubt, because I know I haven't. I know there's things in the world, foods in the world I've never even heard of. So there's no way I could have tried everything. I guess I want to ask you to have an open mind. Say, you know what, I'm willing to try. I always thought I didn't like Brussels sprouts. Growing up, I thought, oh, that's the worst, awful tasting thing. And, well, my goodness, it's a good long time ago now, but going to Pennsylvania, Amish country, and trying pickled Brussels sprouts was the first time I had Brussels sprouts that I can remember that I liked. I said, oh my gosh, this tastes pretty good. And since that time, I've found that when it's cooked certain ways, Brussels sprouts are pretty good. You know, I know there's some people that they prefer, like say between iceberg lettuce and darker green lettuce, you know, the spring mix or things like that. You know, we know that the darker the leaf, the healthier it is for you to eat, as opposed to iceberg. It's mostly water, not a lot of nutrients in it. But I know some people that they won't eat the dark at all. They don't like the taste of it. They'll only eat the iceberg, which iceberg is better than not eating lettuce at all. So hey, you know, no fuss in there. I just feel like, well, you know, you could mix it up. When my kids were small, they did not like brown rice, and I found out that brown rice is healthier for you than white rice. Just like, you know, wheat bread, whole wheat bread is healthier for you than white bread. White, they you know, this has been more than 100 years now, but they learned that they could keep it longer on the shelves without spoiling if they bleached it and the fiber out, took the nutrients out. Then they might take all that out and then some back in and call it enriched. But it's just not as healthy as you know, taking the whole grain, taking the whole wheat. So when they were little and they didn't like brown rice, they liked white rice, I mixed the two so they could eat it. You know, whole milk. It's healthier to have 2% milk. Don't give kids skim milk. They need some fat. All right. But 2% fat is good for kids growing up. It's good for adults if you're going to drink milk. I don't drink milk anymore. That's another story. I'm not talking about milk. But I gradually changed it. I said, you know, let me mix the two, the whole and the 2%, you know, first half and half, and then gradually towards more so 2%, to where it didn't taste so weird, because over time they got used to how the 2% tasted. You know, sometimes it's just a matter of retraining your taste buds. Our taste buds have been hijacked. Honestly, the food industry knows that, sugar and salt, fat, they're all make foods very tasty to us. But the amount of food, the amount of sugar, the amount of fat, the amount of salt that's in our standard American diet does not exist in nature. It's more than normally would be if we're just eating regular food, that grew out the ground, or even, meats that we eat. We're taking in more of the things that in that amount ends up being harmful to us. And we don't know, our bodies haven't adjusted, our historic and ancestral makeup that we have hasn't adjusted to not wanting to eat more and more of those things. In the, thousands and thousands of years ago, you ate as much as you needed to. You didn't know necessarily when you're going to eat again, or, have these high density foods. The foods weren't high density then. The foods growing out of the ground are not high density. You can have a whole bowl of broccoli. You're not going to get fat on that. You're just not going to get fat on that. That's very low calorie. It's high in fiber. It's high in a lot of nutrients that you need. It's just not the same as having a whole bowl of ice cream. It's just not. So anyway, one thing I think is, you may not like vegetables, have not liked vegetables, but if you say, I do care about my health, I'm going to try to learn to like them. And just this is an aside. This wasn't meant to necessarily be a talk about organic, but organic can be very expensive. And I started myself with just making sure I had cage-free eggs, which again, it's kind of expensive, but so I started there. And if you can't afford all organic veggies, I suggest at least these 3 because they retain a lot of pesticides, and that would be apples, potatoes, and tomatoes. At least have those be organic, because you don't want taking in all those pesticides that are in the non-organic in those categories. There's some things it really doesn't make sense to get organic. Why get an organic apple, organic orange, or organic banana? You're not eating the outside, and the pesticides are on the outside. So, I don't feel so strongly. You don't have to have everything be organic. Also, having frozen vegetables can be a little cheaper, and they can last longer. Take it that way. With small kids, as with adults, anything you add cheese to, you tend to want to eat. So yeah, why not? Why not put cheese on it? You'll eat it. Some melted cheese, you'll eat it. We eat nachos. Go ahead and add some scallions and tomatoes and some peppers to your nachos, so you'll eat them. There's creative ways. If you want to increase the amount of veggies to your diet, you can. And I've talked in other things about the anti-inflammatory diet. Raw veggies with either salsa or, kind of veggie dips. Why not? It's tasty, you like the dip, and you're having stuff that's healthier for you than having chips. That's pretty much what I want to share. When you don't like vegetables, you can learn to like vegetables if you choose to. You're not necessarily going to like everything, but I'm sure you can find some things that you like and try to put that in your diet more and more. Have a smoothie with some vegetables, mostly fruit, to hide the taste of the vegetables, but hey, you're getting your vegetables that way. That's all I have for right now. Hope this was something you can use. I hope if you're one of those people that say I don't like vegetables, that you'll be willing to reconsider. Your health matters, and getting you out of pain, that matters even more, I'm sure. If you have any questions, or if you would like a free phone consultation with me, or if you'd like to schedule an appointment, you can go to my social media, or you can go to my website, chronicpainrescue.com. I'm available. I'm here. If you have any questions about any other illnesses that you'd like me to talk about, feel free to send those as well. Until next time, peace and blessings.